Hello and welcome. I'm Nick Riley, and here's my interview with the world famous of COVID, Speddy Flowers. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
Anytime. So yeah, we'll start with like the beginning of COVID and all that. Like, when did you first create your account?
So I think the official date was like April 16th. This is like not even a month into the pandemic, and I'm sure you remember most of the posts about it were like, oh, day 400 of quarantine. So like it really was that time with the
Yeah,
pandemic.
yeah, definitely. Is there a reason why? It's like, is it just boredom or what?
Boredom, and I was grinding NCAA at the time. It was like my main game I played, and I saw Jacques Francois' account is the main one I saw to get me into it.
Jacques.
Frenchie.
Yeah, Frenchie. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. So what made you think of the name
Oh,
Speedy Flowers?
and honestly, I don't know.
It just came out of nowhere?
Came out of nowhere.
Nothing got popped in your head?
Something that popped in my head and like, okay, it sounds good enough.
Yeah, like one of the it's a classic. You don't even go by the real first name of
It
Patrick.
is. I've rarely been called Patrick.
It's Speedy.
Yep.
Yeah, so second here. Yeah, so the Northern Illinois, that's probably the most famous one. Was that
Oh
your
yeah.
first? Was that like your first like full on offer you posted, or
That
that
was
like
number two. I think Western Kentucky, if I remember correctly, was number one. And no, luckily, unfortunately, actually, no coach in Western Kentucky reached out, but Coach Hammock in Northern Illinois happened to reach out second, like literally hours after I posted that.
Yeah, that's so that funny one. You want to run us down to the story on your end? Because I'm pretty sure some people or most people have seen it on Twitter, what the rundown was like and all that stuff. So I was wondering what was going on behind the scenes and on your end.
So I was like, I think I was playing NCAA actually with some friends online, and I was on a Discord call with some people, and it's when he responded to me like, bro, like this Coach Hammock from Northern Illinois, just DM me saying, I didn't offer you. I'm the only one that offers scholarships here. We don't play those games here. And like, bro, you gotta post that. You gotta post that. It's gonna go crazy. And it did. Like, it sure did. And yeah, like I didn't expect much from it. Like I thought he was pretty dumb for believing NCAA 14 for being real, considering I literally, if you look back at the original post, I sent him a picture of my screen, of my TV screen, and the NCAA 14 logo was in the bottom corner. So the fact that he still believes it at that point, it just shows how out of touch he is.
Yeah, that was one part. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to run the situation through my head because it's a classic.
It is
And then, so how long did it take before the tweet started like blowing up?
overnight. Like I went to
Overnight?
bed that
It
night,
was like the next day.
50 followers, woke up with 200. That night I was at 4K. So like within 24 hours.
Yeah. So how many people were in the community before the post? Like of that RTG like fake account?
I think there was a good like 50 to 60 of us by that point. Like the typical Norman
Yeah,
Woody,
the
Jack
normal.
Francois, all those guys were
Yeah.
in it and kind of active. There was a lot like so once that happened, there was a majority of the RTG guys that just left. Like we lost the RTG guys, and that's where Road Dogs or HFL was born out of.
Yeah. So like how many people you think joined though from that? Like at least I think a few hundred.
A few hundred definitely. I think at the peak we were near 1,000 accounts. Unfortunately, a lot of them are inactive at this point, or deleted, or banned. Honestly, because there was a while where like I'd say a good 500 of them got canned from Twitter just for being fake accounts.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think so. Yeah, we can probably. Well, I'm trying to think of any more questions for the Speedy Flower era. Oh, speaking of that, okay, so yeah, if people stop following him afterwards, he ended up committing to Michigan State. Was Michigan State the choice from the beginning, or
Beginning, I was always going to commit to Michigan State. I just
there
wanted
was
to
no
like,
one? There
I
was
don't know if
nothing
y'all
changing
knew,
your
but I
mind
kept Michigan into the top 5 or top 10 or whatever the whole way, just so I could troll Michigan fans.
because I don't think on your Speedy posting on the time you were showing off as a Michigan State guy. Yeah,
No, I was kind of like keeping it low key but I was always going to commit to Michigan State.
yeah, there was nothing that could change your
One of
mind.
my friends from school actually DM'd me on my main saying, I had no idea at all Speedy would commit to Michigan State. Such a shocker.
Yeah, I was actually shocked by that because I didn't know you were, Michigan State
No one really knew about
grad
that.
fan and all that. Like I thought you were gonna go to like I thought you were gonna find like a smaller school to stay with and go to.
Everyone thought Texas and Notre Dame was the two everyone thought I'd go to.
Yeah. I know I ended up doing USC and Auburn.
You didn't do USC, yeah.
I was gonna do USC, then I flipped to Auburn because we can talk
Coaches,
about now move over to the legacy of when coaches started coming in probably into the league.
the coaches made it so much better.
The coaches were fun because they would jump into your DMs, you would jump into
Yeah,
theirs.
it was a lot of fun.
So did you have any coaches before HFL and all that back in the RTG days? Did they ever reach back out to you?
Like the RTG coaches,
Yeah, RTG coaches.
I believe quite a few reached out to me. I don't remember who they were, but back when these players were just different accounts, there was, I believe, a CMU coach reached out to me. BYU was a big one recruiting me. I remember, like, I still have the DMs of me.
Was that Big Al? Or
Big
was
Al.
that? Oh yeah,
Big Al recruited me pretty hard, but there was never an MSU coach, so never had a. I mean, like, that's the thing. I knew where I was committing, so like,
yeah.
I kind of like just led the coaches on for a little bit, but I was pretty much set where I was set.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm trying to. Is there anything else before we move on to like the end of RTG days, and then I think did we miss any big events?
The mass banning, I think, would.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that some more. So yeah, what ran down with that? Because especially with like the Barstool people coming in too. Like how was that when Barstool coming in?
I gotta say this: the Barstool people never asked for permission to post my stuff. They used my tweets without my permission. Never reached out to me, so I thought that was kind of messed up. Yeah, Barstool slander will be tolerated everywhere because that was kind of messed up.
Okay. Is that the yes? Oh, so we can go to that post some more probably with like the Barstool stuff. So, do you think that's where did they tag you at all on that post, or is it just more of just like LOL moments?
Yeah, LOL moment never tagged me, never asked, hey, like even ESPN, as much trash that we give them, they ask for permission before they use someone's content. Barstool never did that. Never once reached out to me asking if they can use my content.
Yeah. Was Barstool the only like organization on the mention that reached out to talk about it?
No, The Athletic actually did an interview with Peter Bow of The Athletic, and there's a story about it right now. It's behind a paywall, but like it's still a pretty cool story. And Norman is also featured in that as well.
You guys both got asked permission for the interview, and they used the post.
We had a phone call with them and everything.
Oh, it's really cool. How was that experience?
It was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun, honestly.
It would have been, yeah. What was your favorite moment from all that like fame that came in though?
Probably the Athletic interview. Like that's the Athletic's the best sports coverage, honestly. And like
that is
like I think that interview is probably my favorite.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so now I think we can move into the mass banning. So
yeah,
what's like, going on with that there?
Like I remember from the Road Dogs account, people tweeted like, "Don't associate yourselves with us." They're cracking down on this, and like I guess impersonating someone not allowed by the Twitter rules, and we saw so many accounts get suspended, and we're still seeing that with like I know, for example, Norman got his account suspended, or
which one? Junior?
Yeah, that's why he's on Norman Woody Jr.
Oh yeah, his main one keeps on getting.
Yeah, it keeps getting.
Back from the OG.
But there's a lot of if you go back and like the OG, like if you like scroll back all through the tweets of the early days, a lot of those accounts don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So many of them are just gone.
I'm trying to think of some big names back then that aren't here.
Oh, I mean, I can't figure off the top of my head.
Yeah.
It's
been a new wave a new wave that came in too.
That's what made it really good. The old ones weren't perfect.